Hi everyone, this is the After School Leader Hua with a walkthrough video to show off the site Goodreads. This is a site I highly recommend, whether you're in elementary school, middle school, high school, or some other age. The site is great for finding books and finding communities online and opinions and questions and thoughts. And I want to just give a small little kind of a cursory walkthrough of the site and some of its useful features. This will not be super in-depth. If you wanted to, you could make an account and do all sorts of things on the website, but just as a general idea of what the site is and what it's good for. So first off, the site Goodreads is, you can reach it by typing in goodreads.com, so that's not too difficult. And then if you want, you can find tons of lists and such, and also just track how you want to, if you want to make an account, you could track whether or not you want to read something. If you want to read it, if you're currently reading, or if you've already read it, you can give reviews and ratings and such. And I want to just kind of walk through an example book and to show some of the things that are available. So this is Harry Potter, very famous book, and some of the advantages of the site is that it tracks books as a database. So it tells you a small little blurb about the book, it tells you the author and the title, and if it's a series, you can use it to try and find others in the series as well. For example, over here you can see the 7 Harry Potter books all lined up. That's kind of a nice way to use the website and such. And also these also track like other editions and such of the various covers and things. So if you want to just like browse, maybe check out some other covers, that's also available as well. So some of the advantages of this website on a book's page are that you can ask questions. So over here you can see some people had some questions, and you can see over 500 questions were asked on this website, and they were probably mostly or all answered. And if you read a book and you have a question, or you wanted to discuss, or you were uncertain about something, you can use this website. If you want to ask a question, you can often get opinions from other people, and that's very, very useful. Something else that's very helpful is that if you really, really like the book, there's lists with this book in it, which will give you ideas for as a jumping off point to find more recommendations. For example, let's say that I really loved Harry Potter and I want to find more books like it. I can find more young adult books, for example, and I can also find other books that might use magic, or have characters in a school, for example. Oftentimes you might have to browse the list a little bit, but for example, if we just go to a random page over here, we can see some more books like, if you like the twist in Harry Potter, here's more books with twists and such. Or if we liked nerdy, geeky heroes, here's a list with more nerdy, geeky heroes and such. And that can help you find more characters of the same type, or plot points that are very similar. Also, it's not limited to just books. For example, some people might give an opinion on, this audiobook was really good, so I'm going to put it in this list. And if you want to find more audiobooks that are good, you can find other similar books that were rated highly and were voted on into the list. So as an example, let's say I really like the magical creatures in Harry Potter, and I want to find more books with magical creatures in it. Well, I can click this, and now on this related list, I can find more books with magical creatures. So maybe I like the unicorn in Harry Potter, or I like the banshee or the troll, or such things, and I can get more opinions and such. Like for example, Lord of the Rings and the Chronicles of Narnia, and so on and so forth. And as you go down and down, there's like dozens and hundreds of books in some of these lists. And for example, this is only the first 100, and you could see over 14 more pages. And if at 100 per page, that's 1,400 more options that I can check out and browse from. And as you get further into the list, you can see some of these are less popular books that you might not have heard of. So you can try and use that to find some underrated gems. Also, if you saw on the previous page, at the very bottom, there's also various tags as well. So for example, some users would tag it as like angels, or enchantress, or fables, fairies, goblins, leprechauns, and that can help you find more things. For example, if I really like unicorns, like I mentioned, maybe I'll click that. And now look, I have a list, I can find more books with unicorns in them. Okay, well some of these are probably not the best examples, but in general, it can be kind of good. So for example, this is just monsters and it might not have unicorns, but then this list has lots of unicorns. So if I really like unicorns, here's something where I can try and find some. Or if you have a friend or a classmate who really likes unicorns, you can show them this list or something, and you might be able to find some great books through that. Alright, now let's go back to the example with Harry Potter and show some more things on this book's page. Alright, so something else that's really nice about this is that aside from the lists, you can also see what the readers also loved. So let's say I read Harry Potter and I really enjoyed it. Well, I can see readers also enjoyed, and what else did they enjoy? Let's click it and see. So see similar books, and it's loading, and now that it's loaded, we can see books similar to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So these are books that were like rated very highly, and then similar books to it. So for example, Hobbit, a very classic fantasy novel as well, that if you liked Harry Potter, you might like that as well. And then a lot of these are like coming of age stories. Percy Jackson has been compared to Harry Potter a lot. Also like, a kind of a magic story-ish kind of thing. And then, there's lots of other things where you might, find some other similarities and such. And just like coming of age tales, learning about loss and, friends and all of that. And Harry Potter might not be the best example for this, but there's just tons of books that you can use as jumping off points to find others. And even if you don't like something like that, you can find other things through the list option that I mentioned earlier. Something else too is videos. Some of these books have videos about the book. For example, if we're here, we can click more videos, and we can see lots of videos on the books, and some of these will be analysis videos or messages or other such things. Here's an interview of J.K. Rowling, who was the writer of Harry Potter and such, and some of these can be really interesting to check out, and it's all readily available in this one central place. So just going straight from just one page, you can go to all these kinds of links and find all this useful information about books, which I think is really great. Something else that's really useful is the genre tags on this website as well. So let's say I really like the fantasy aspect, or maybe I like the middle grade aspect, or the magic aspect. I can click any of these to try and find more. For example, maybe I love the fact that it's considered kind of a classic or an adventure. I can click those, and then from here I can find more classics. You see? For example, like Fahrenheit 451 or 1984. And other such things, and maybe I like the adventure in Harry Potter instead. Well, then I can try and find more things through this. And keep in mind that all of this is free. You don't have to have a website. You don't have to have an account or have to join or anything. You can use this to easily find more things that are related to your book and try and find things that might interest you further. So going off of that, aside from the videos and the genres, another thing that might be kind of useful is that it has lots of links to people. For example, if I like the author of a book, I can try to find more information. For example, I click here for J.K. Rowling, or if I wanted to, I could have clicked here as well. There's lots of links. From here, I can read more information about her and about perhaps how she got started, or I can try to find other books that she wrote and such. And keep in mind, let's say I like the Harry Potter books and I'm curious, what else did she write? Well, maybe there's this book, Casual Vacancy and such, and go off of that as well and find more and more things. So after that, another thing that's pretty useful about this site, I think, is the reviews. So if you browse down here, you can see lots of reviews, and they're rated by stars and such. The reviews that have spoilers will also have messages, whether it had spoilers or not, and often these are sorted by number of likes. So that just means that if a review is really good, a lot of people might like it, and then you could read that to get an opinion of the book. And some of the reviews have cool pictures and such that are very interesting, and just funny things that make it enjoyable to read. And also, if you're just not sure if you want to pick up a book, maybe check out a review or two and just avoid the reviews that mention that they have spoilers, because there is an option on the website that will say this review has spoilers, and if you click that, then other people passing by won't be able to see your review unless they click I want to read it. Alright, so going down further, you can see here there's even a discussion panel for books as well. Some of these won't be as popular, but because, for example, this is a more popular one, this has a discussion page, and it is just a way, if you really like a book and you want to maybe find a community of people to discuss a book with, you can make a post on this if you make an account or something, or you could just browse it for fun and read a little bit and just get opinions on the book and such. Alright, then what else? Let's see. I suppose one other thing I can try to mention is user accounts as well. So here, is an example of a user account. This is the Holmesburg Library's user account, and if you made one, you can have your own thing. You could have your name here, Sam or Bob or Alice or whatever your name is, and then you could put a picture or just a random like let's say I really like Harry Potter. Maybe I'll just put a random drawing of Harry Potter I did on here, and that's all fine too. And then if you do make an account, you can start reading books and reviewing them and such. But even if you don't want to make an account, that's totally fine. You can actually still use this feature of user accounts. So for example, let's say I really like this person, Holmesburg Library, and I really wanted to see what other books that they liked there. Well, oftentimes they'll have a read list, and if I click on this, I can see what books they've read, and I can see what they've rated highly, what they've rated in the middle, and maybe what they've rated lower. And I could also sort this, I believe, if you have an account. But if not, I could just check it out and browse it and get opinions on this. And and then also some users even have their own lists and such. So for example, the book club at Holmesburg Library has this list of like books that they read, and you can get opinions from other people too. So for example, the librarian Dave gave opinions about some books that he liked. So maybe I really liked Dave's opinion when I talked to him, so I can get opinions on other books that might be fun to read or check out. Alright, so from here, something else that's pretty useful aside from that is just the fact that you can make your own list as well. So for example, if I have a favorite or something, I can click on that or so, and I could get opinions or something. Or maybe I want to make a list for children, and I think that that would be a lot of fun. I can make that kind of a list, and that would also be good. So these are some of the features that Goodreads has available, and then there's lots of things happening on this website. So for example, there's lists of different genres and such, and sometimes they have awards, so you can see what the community thinks. So for example, let's say I'm entering middle school and I want to see what are some good books. Maybe I'll click this, best middle grade and children's, and I can get some opinions on what are popular books that children my age might enjoy. And that will be it for this video. I hope that was useful and helped show why I like this website, and I think that it's really useful for finding more book recommendations and sometimes hidden gems and such. And I also highly recommend the lists and such. Some of the lists have really fun classics or just hidden gems that you might not have seen or heard, or maybe you can just find an old book that you really loved and you hadn't read in a while and you forgot the title, and you might be able to find it on here or something, because this is a huge database of books and there's lots to check out and enjoy. Alright, I hope you enjoyed. That was a brief walkthrough and showing off of Goodreads, the website, and its useful features. Alright, take care.